All right, this is the last section to our animating our character, and now we're going to add a background that will loop and go along with our character. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and lock the character, and I'm going to undo him so we can't see it, and we'll do we'll do 25%. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to go to my pen tool, and I'm just going to create a mountain scene. After I create my layer, I'm going to call it mountain. Okay. Just do something really quick. Some mountains. And I'm going to go overlap. That's important to overlap outside of the stage area. And I'm going to go select my paint bucket tool. And I'm going to go into my swatches. And I'm going to try to select a kind of a grayish color. And I clicked my paint bucket tool inside of my mountain. If you need to make any changes, you can go into your other tools and change things around if you want. Okay. I'm not really looking for perfection on this one. I'm going to click on that outer outline though, and I'm going to double click. I'm going to delete the outer edge. And I'm going to go back and select this, and then I'm going to go insert new symbol. And this one needs to be a graphic, and we'll call it mountain, and I'll just do abbreviation MT for mountain. Okay. And once again, I'm going to select that first frame, and I'll do edit, paste, and center. And it still must have my monkey left over from there. So let's go back to my scene 1. Let me do that, and let me get all my frames, make sure all my frames are selected. We'll do copy. Let me go back into my mountain. Over here in my library, I'm going to double click on that. Select down here, edit, paste, and center, or Control V. Let's do a fit in window. Okay, let's go back to our scene 1. Okay. So now I have the mountain, and I'm going to go ahead and leave that there. And let's create a new layer. And we'll call this one background. I'll call this one mountain placeholder. You know what? I'm going to delete that. I want to drag my mountain in here. Okay, I'm going to select my outline layer here and just see that now I do have an outline. I'm going to change that outline color. And what I did was, I believe I double clicked here, and on my outline color, I'm going to make this like a pink color, so it's really, so you can see it better. And let's do on our mountain placeholder that's selected. I'm going to do a copy, edit, copy. I'm going to go down to my background layer and do an edit, paste in place. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to try, well, I'll explain it as I go along here. So I've got my mountain background. Let me lock the placeholder. And I want my background. So I'm going to have that selected on my background. I'm going to do a command or edit copy. And then I'm going to do an edit paste. Let's do another paste in place. So now I should have one on top of that. And I'm going to shift select. And I'm just going to move it over here. And it doesn't matter too much where it goes. Maybe I'll try to have this mountain connect to that one, because this is going to be an entire scene where it's going to be panning over into the mountains. Okay. So now let me just turn my eye off on that placeholder so I can just focus on the background right now. Let me zoom out a little bit. Do 25. Okay. So now what I want to do is in the background, I'm going to create a motion tween. I'm going to just move it from here over to here, and that will have a background that scrolls. So let's do insert motion tween. This is the two are selected, the two objects are selected, and if I want to create a symbol, and we'll do OK. And I'm going to rename that. I'm going to double click on that and call it background 1-1. And so that's what this entire clip is. Okay, so now that I've gone through all of that, I'm going to turn my eyeball back on so you can see that outline. So when I scroll through this mountain, I want this at the very end of the clip. This needs to match in this scene exactly in order for it to kind of have a continuous loop. Okay, so let's go to our first frame on our background. We'll do right click and insert keyframe, and we'll do all. So now I just created a keyframe for the mountain right here. And now I'm going to select my mountain, and then I'm going to shift select so it doesn't move. And then I'm going to drag it over, and you'll see I'm going to move it right into place. So that last frame is going to be the same as the first. And I forgot to move my playback. So let me try that again. Let's see, do I have it? I'm just going to select it and then just nudge it, because that will also create a keyframe. So make sure you got a keyframe on your first frame. And I forgot to move it to my last frame. I want to shift, select the mountain, and move it into place. Right there. So it kind of moves. So now it should move like that. Okay. Now this won't look good with that placeholder right there. So I'll show you here. Let me save this. If I'll do a save as. Okay, and then I do a command or control test. See that mountain goes in the background. So I want to delete the placeholder, and let's bring that monkey into the front. Now do another test. Oops, control test. And it's going kind of fast. That's because I didn't really add frames to it. So let's add some more frames. I would say about 3 seconds might work. So we'll go up to the 3 second mark. So we'll shift select those frames and then do insert frame. And I have to make sure this frame, which is my last background frame, I'm going to select, click, and drag it to the back. So just shift, or no, I'm sorry, I don't need a shift, just a click and drag. Okay. And make sure your loop is on, and then play. There you can kind of, whoops. You can kind of see it in the playback. So now let's do a test. Control, test. And let me see if I can, whoop, sorry. So there you can see the monkey walking, and the background looks pretty good. You don't see it jittering too much. So that's how you can put a background in with your monkey. And I'll call that the end of this lesson.